So I've been using a phone from 2 years ago as my main phone for 2 weeks, and I wanted to talk about it. This is also being recorded on a 17 Pro Max iPhone, not the Xiaomi, and want to do a little bit of a Charlie Moist Critical type of review on this flagship. It is only 2 years old. I think that is still young technically, but tech moves fast. And in tech years, 2 years is a long time. But in the real world, 2 years is not that far. You know what I mean? That's not that bad. So, what's the flagship? What are we talking about? We're talking about the 8 Pro, the Pixel 8 Pro. This is from Google. This is by far, I think, their best looking device, the best Pixel that they've ever made, just the best all rounder. This is it. The 8 Pro. Now, you can see the display is flat, but the design is curved around the back. This makes it an ergonomical masterpiece. Holding this, just chef's kiss. It's just. I know the 9 Pro and the 10 Pro XL, both fantastic devices, but this is just so much more comfortable to hold. It just forms to your hand perfectly. That's already something that it does better. The next thing it does better, the price. I know. At the time, $899 was absolutely ludicrous. Also, this was the time that they didn't have the XL moniker, so it was just the 8 Pro, the 8, and the 8A, if I'm correct. And that was it. There was no 8 Pro XL. This was the Pro XL. Because this is a 6.8 inch. There is no 6.3 inches. There was no smaller version of the Pro model. And, that also meant it was one price at the time, which was $899. Well, thankfully, Pixels, they have a reputation of their value. They depreciate just as fast as Rolls Royces, just as fast as Maseratis. It's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It just goes straight down as soon as the next one comes out. And this is no secret. That I purchased this for about, I think, eight. No, what? I purchased this for about $375, something like that. It's on Amazon renewed. It's excellent condition. I checked the battery life already, 100%. And the phone itself is maintained. I mean, it looks good. I have no issues with it. $375 for a 2-year-old flagship that still gets Android 16, brother. Like, come on, son. And it's a 2000 nit brightness, I believe, from back in the day. Still a capable device. 120 hertz, none of that 90 hertz nonsense of that back then. It's just buttery smooth. Google Android goodness. The software on this 8 Pro is probably identical to the 10 Pro XL. There is not much difference, except there's a few things on the camera department that is a slight bit different. You don't get the Add Me feature on this, but I don't really care, bro. But everything else, you still get Magic Eraser. You still get a whole bunch of audio erasers and stuff like that. This still records 4K 60 frames a second. Essentially, the main camera is the exact same one as the 10 Pro XL. It hasn't really changed too much. And the only difference is that you get there's no flagship fast charging speeds now. There's no what else is in there? There's no MagSafe like the 10 Pro XL has, which whatever. Nothing had it at that time except iPhone. There was no, what else isn't there? The ultrasonic fingerprint reader, right? That's another thing that this does not have. This has an optical. So let me go ahead and show you a demonstration. So I'm going to intentionally miss. And you can see it lights up. You see how the fingerprint reader lights up? That's because it's optical. It needs to light up the fingerprint to work. Now, for me, this works 100% of the time. Now, a lot of people, there's reports that it doesn't work a lot of the time, but for me, it works every time that I use it. Have no issues with this optical fingerprint reader. The 7 Pro, I think, was the the one that didn't really work, but this one they fixed something. I don't know. I have no issues with it. For me, works all the time. But there are things wrong with this generation, and one is the modem. The modem is pretty bad. Not for me, not mine. Mine, I have 5G. It's got 3 bars, and actually, wait, I don't know if you guys saw that. 3 bars, 5G. For me, I don't really have the issue, but it is a common thing that this has drop calls, drop like just the connection and the modem on this sucks. The next thing that sucks is the phone overheats, and to my knowledge, I haven't had that experience with me. Again, I don't really use my phone too heavy. I also use a 17 Pro Max alongside it, so I kind of juggle between the two. But I use this phone mainly as a phone, I guess, and an internet like social media device. I use it for WhatsApp. I use it for basic things. I don't really use it for gaming or anything like that. But if you plan to use this for gaming, yeah, it's not going to be fun. You're going to get throttling issues about, I think maybe like 15, 20 minutes later. You're going to get some throttling issues. But aside from that, I haven't had any issues. Again, still buttery smooth. This is the Tensor G3 from 2 years ago, which I guess was a flagship chip that was also, I think, a year old at that time. So I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to get too into the Tensor chip because it doesn't really matter. For me, my experience with the Tensor G3, still solid. Still works every single time. Have no issues. It's still a buttery smooth Android 16 experience, which means you get screen calling, you get all that fun stuff that the new ones get. You still get that on this. You also get the thermometer. If you do use it, it's still here. This was the year that they did introduce it. And the cameras, again, like I said, they're pretty much the exact same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some sample photos. Actually, you know what? I'll do one better. Let's take a photo of the 17 Pro Max real quick. Look at that. Look at that. Like, the quality is fantastic. Like, I can see in the case it has some hairs in it. I can't even see that, like, now. But I see it on the photo. That's fantastic. Like, the cameras are still solid on this. It's not a flat, like, this is not a bad camera, like, at all. But, of course, video-wise, Pixels are not really known for video. I'll just say that. But everything else still buttery smooth. The battery life, I will say, has been a hit or miss because there's no fast charging, like I mentioned. This is just, you plug it in and you just gotta wait. And the battery life is like between a 13 mini iPhone and S24 Ultra, like right in the middle of those two. That's what the flagship, like that's what it is. The battery life is for this flagship, and I have no issues. It lasts me about 70% of the day. Again, I use it for like a social media device. I don't really do too heavy things. If I need to take photos, I take photos with the Pixel, but I don't take videos. I take videos with the 17 Pro Max just because that's the better device to take videos with. So I do use this, in tandem with the 17 Pro Max that you guys are being filmed with. But I don't know. I feel like if you really want a Pixel experience and you don't want to call like this was before, like I said, the XL moniker, so they charged only one price. Now like the XLs are what I think 1,199 for the base one. Like, cool, y'all smoking some crack with that price. I don't think it's worth that. Like, I don't think any Pixel is worth their full price ever. Like, ever, ever, ever. I'm sorry, there's just better phones out there. Just don't do it. But if you want to get into the Pixel like universe and you don't want to spend that much money, pick up the 8 Pro. I still think this is a solid phone. I still am going to be rocking this alongside my 17 Pro Max. The 17 Pro Max is the heavy lifter. That's where if I need to do anything heavy, I do it on the 17 Pro Max. But everything that I need to do, like everything else, social media and like anything, video calls or something like that, I do it on the Pixel because it's still capable. It still can do it. It still gets updates. I still can, flourish in the Pixel Android 16 universe, the 17, the 18, and the 19, and possibly the 20. I don't know. Google's, track record for discontinuing things is not really good. So, yeah, I mean, this is just my quick review, my little nostalgia trip. This phone, the reason why I picked this phone to begin with, by the way, this phone, when it first came out, it got me through some tough, tough times. I was going through hell at that time. And this was the flagship that I was using at that time, and it got me through it. And I sold it eventually. I think I went to Samsung after that. And then after that, I went back into the iPhone, which is here. And I forgot. I don't know. I don't really know my exact track record after that phone. But I know in 2023 when this came out, I was going through some tough times, and I was using this at the time. And I decided, you know what, let's go down a nostalgia trip and see if this phone is capable in 2025. And it definitely is. Like I said, if you don't feel like paying any of the Pixel prices that Google is smoking now, like they just offer it now for no reason. It boggles my mind that they charge that much that they do like today. Just remember, this is the Pro XL of the today, like $899 back in the day. So imagine the 10 Pro XL. The starting price is $899. Just imagine that. I don't know. If you don't feel like, like I said, paying that much for a flagship device or a current flagship device, the 8 Pro is still like a highly capable device. I still highly suggest you guys pick this up, try it out, see if you guys like. I think this is a nice entryway. You don't spend too much. You're not spending too crazy. You're not breaking the bank too much for spending this. And it's still capable. Like I said, it's still going to get updates and day one updates because it's a Pixel device. It's a Google device. They get day one updates. This is going to get that. And yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. This experience with the 8 Pro XL. I've just been using this as a little bit of nostalgia trip down Pixel Lane. I'm probably gonna still use this for the next maybe month or two, and this is just one of those flagships that I always just will revisit, just because again it got me through a lot of tough times back in the day, and again this is just my favorite designed Pixel. This is always going to be a phone that I think I come back to, but. That's it. That's my review of the little nostalgia trip of the 8 Pro XL. It's a highly capable device. If you want to get into the Pixel universe, like I said, pick up the 8 Pro. Like, you're not spending too much. You get one for like $370, $380 like I did. And you'll be pleasantly surprised. This thing is still capable, still very snappy with Android 16. Battery life is decent enough. It's not the best by no means. Have like a battery bank on the side just in case. But aside from that, it's still highly capable. Also, this does have eSIM and the regular SIM. Not like the 10 Pro where we still got SIM cards on this one. Anyways, I'll see you guys later in the next one, and peace.